Hello and welcome to the Cretaceous Campcast. I am Cretaceous Dave, and this is a podcast all about Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous and Jurassic World Chaos Theory. It's been a minute, guys. It's been almost exactly 1 year to the day since I last recorded and uploaded an episode. If you remember back, that was from 2024 San Diego Comic-Con, where I had a chat with Matt from Jurassicpedia, and he attended Comic-Con and the Chaos Theory panel, and we talked about, spoiler free, what went on, what he saw, kind of gave his thoughts on everything. It was a good time. It was a lot of fun. And, unfortunately, some things happened in life and I just kind of stepped away. I don't need to go into detail about myself. None of you even care about that. That is not Chaos Theory, Camp Cretaceous, Jurassic related. I'll spare you all the details. But one thing I did want to do is apologize to all of the listeners and viewers out there for just walking away without any explanation. Even if I was going to take significant time off, you all deserved, a notice. You deserve me to say, hey, I need some time for myself. Not feeling this right now. I've got some things going on. There aren't going to be any episodes. Instead, I just kind of disappeared. I think I made one small Instagram post saying, hey, I'm on indefinite hiatus, sort of thing, and that was it. So I'm sorry, especially for people that enjoy listening, enjoy hearing what I have to say about these shows. And I also want to apologize to the people that individually reached out to me. I'm pretty sure I ignored all of you for like months at a time. I tried my best to get back to people once I started rolling back into social media and feeling better about things. But if I missed you, if I ignored you, it wasn't on purpose. Well, it was on purpose at first. Nothing personal. It was just how I was, at the time. But thanks to some motivation, to some kind people, some unexpected conversations, I'm back. And just in time before we wrap up the series, season 4, from everything I've been told and everything that's hinted at, will be the conclusion of Chaos Theory. So we've got several months that we can chat about it. We can think back and reflect on the previous seasons. We can even go back to Camp Cretaceous, which in a little bit I'm going to talk a little bit about something Camp Cretaceous before I wrap this up. But yeah, I've had so many people reach out and say like, hey, are you gonna make more episodes? Hey, when is the podcast coming back? And, some other things. But I don't want to single out one individual because all of you are equally as important. But I recently had the opportunity to see Jurassic World Rebirth early at a special Collider screening. And I already saw the movie a week before that, so I saw it like 2 weeks early. But I didn't necessarily go to see the movie early again. I went because a ton of people from the Jurassic community that I've considered friends for years were going, and I wanted the chance to meet them and see them in person. And one thing that really hit me was there's somebody that I've known forever, is the one of the kindest, sweetest people in the Jurassic community, and he's always positive and uplifting and always has great things to say and is amazing to everyone. I'm not afraid to drop his name, and if anybody pays attention to everyone online, you probably know I'm talking about the one and only Jurassic Souls. So, Chris, thank you for the kind words you said. Meeting me in person, he said some very nice things about the podcast and about me, and it really got me thinking that, I need to get away from what is bothering me and keeping me away personally, and think about it more about the happiness that this brings to other people. And even if it's just one other person, I'm doing a great job, because I never did this for myself. I just did it to talk about things and to engage with fans that love these animated shows. So thank you again, Jurassic Souls, for the conversation we had and kind of being the little bit of kickstart I needed to start this process back off. And after that, mulling around, starting it back up, some other podcasters and content creators gave me some confidence and words of encouragement. And I also had a very unexpected conversation with someone responsible for the making of these shows. Someone that I've never talked to before, someone I never thought I would talk to. But what they had to say was brief, but it was encouraging, and it was that little extra kick in the behind that I needed to say, yeah, let's do this again. So to you, mystery DreamWorks person, thank you very much, and hopefully we'll be in touch soon. So with that, what can you expect now that we've returned? Well, I've been trying to figure out, can I mix things up, or what should I do? First thing on my plate is I'm trying to schedule some more interviews. I had a great time interviewing people, and I especially want to interview people like the artists and the writers and stuff like that, because everybody interviews cast and stuff like that, and it's great. That's who everybody knows. But I kind of like talking to the people who are the heart and soul behind these shows, that put their blood, sweat, and tears into making them, and dedicate a chunk of their life to giving us these shows that, in my opinion, are honestly quite incredible and do a great job expanding the Jurassic franchise lore. So, making some contacts, starting some conversations, trying to see where we can go with that. Another thing is I want to have more one-on-one conversations with community members. If you remember, a year or so ago, I had a community Q&A segment. Well, that was more just me sending questions to people and having them record their answers, and I kind of just spliced it together. What I'm going to try to do is have actual face-to-face conversations, me on my computer, them on their computer, and we'll shoot the questions back and forth and just have conversation. So I'm trying to figure out a way to do that, make it into people's schedules. It's tough with people living in so many different time zones and work schedules and family schedules, but we'll see if I can make it work. I plan on doing recaps of season 2 and season 3. I haven't had a chance to do that. I haven't talked to you guys at all since even before season 2 came out. So I'm 2 seasons behind having conversations with you guys, or giving my thoughts, or asking you your thoughts. And that's another thing. I'm going to open up the voicemail again. The phone number is deactivated because I didn't use it for so long, but I'm going to open up voicemails and emails and ask you guys some questions and have some contributions similar to what the Jurassic Park podcast, used to do with the mailbag. Let's get you guys engaged with the show and being part of it. It's going to be awesome. Do more contests and giveaways. I just recently had one where I gave away a personalized cameo video from Paul McHale-Williams. Congratulations to Mr. Raptor on winning that contest. He was super great with the turnaround time. He got it back in like a day or two, the message to him, and he congratulated him on winning the contest and answered his questions. Maybe we'll have more from him. I do have my next one that I know what it's going to be, and I think you all are going to love it. So, look forward to that coming out soon. Maybe next week I'll post the next contest. We'll see. I don't want to put them too close together, because then everyone's going to be expecting contests all the time, and, I can't afford to be giving away stuff every few days. So more contests coming your way. Definitely have one of those conversations I talked about coming really, really soon. It's looking probably the first week of August that I'll be having a conversation with a community member, and we're going to chat about season 3. So probably need to rewatch season 3. That's a story for another time. But I want it fresh in my head when we do talk about it. And we'll see where else this goes. I don't plan on having a new episode like every week. I don't know if schedule will allow that, but I'll try to have it every other week at a minimum. If I could do every week, fantastic. And I'm looking at other ways of adding content to just kind of keep you guys engaged on the YouTube front. Have a plan for Jurassic World Evolution 3 related to Camp Cretaceous Chaos Theory. We'll see if I could pull that off. I'll openly admit I've played the game maybe one time. My son is the one that plays the game. I've got no idea what I'm doing. I don't even know how you record while you're playing, especially if I wanted to do it like sitting here with the camera and people get like the window of themselves up in the corner while they're playing. I have no idea how to do any of that. So I have to figure all that out if I'm going to do anything with Jurassic World Evolution 2. Did I say 3 the first time? I meant 2. I got 3 on the brain because they've been posting, some videos and animations and stuff, and the game looks incredible. So check that out in October. If you didn't already plan on doing it. But if I said Jurassic World Evolution 3, I meant 2. No, I do not have a super early advanced copy of 3. And one other thing I'm going to look to do is have some fun shorts content on YouTube. I noticed the engagement on shorts is like ridiculous compared to my podcast episodes, where at podcasts I'll get like 75 viewers, 140 viewers, stuff like that. My shorts are like 1.1 thousand, 4,000, 2,000. So I don't know, whatever the algorithm does. And like I said, I don't do this for views or subscribers or likes or anything like that. Like, the more I get, thank you, the better exposure I get to the folks at DreamWorks and everywhere else. And I'm not doing this to be like, hey, I deserve to watch it early. I don't. There are people way more important and more deserving than me. But I like that people responsible for the show recognize me and, think it's fun that what I do. So thank you for those, that have said something to me. But yeah, I'm going to look to make some fun shorts content for YouTube, just to keep things rolling for you guys, to have steady flow of content and just to get more eyes on the podcast. It'll be fun. So before I wrap things up, I have one Camp Cretaceous related thing I wanted to talk about, and that is just a couple days ago, we celebrated the 3rd anniversary of the conclusion of Camp Cretaceous. Yes, a few days ago, 3 to be exact, was the premiere date of season 5 of Camp Cretaceous. Can you believe 3 years ago already that show ended? And I know season 5 wasn't for everyone. It could be a bit divisive. A lot of people just don't like the direction the show took after the 3rd season, and that's okay. Not everything is for everyone. People are allowed to have their opinions. People are allowed to dislike what they want to dislike. And was it my favorite season? No. That's 3, and nothing's ever going to change that. But there's a lot I did like about it. The character building and seeing their progression and how the characters grew was fantastic at season 5. We saw the start of relationships, both the romantic relationship with Yaz and Sammy and the familial relationship with Kenji and Darius growing, and them, separating apart the last 2 seasons because of everything Kenji was doing with his dad, to Kenji realizing, like, you're my real family, and Darius and Kenji basically becoming brothers by the end of the series. And then we saw some mending of relationships with Kenji and Brooklyn. So for being a series with a bunch of young teenagers, there was some good relationship building. And, I just wanted to touch on the Yaz and Sammy thing because heartbreak happened in season 3 of Chaos Theory, but I've always felt like their relationship has been the most realistic relationship in both series. It started really slow. It started all the way back at season 1, and all the hints were there, all the signs were there. And then you kind of saw the light bulb go off for Yaz in season 3 with the episode The Longest Run. I think that's when she first realized the feeling she had for Sammy. And then, of course, it all came together in season 5. And I remember, I woke up at 3 a.m. because I'm on the East Coast, and I was binging the show. And when that kiss happened, it took everything in me to not scream out, yes, when it happened. Because, like a lot of people, I've been waiting for it to happen for so long. But everybody in the house was asleep. So I had to keep quiet. So I was just kind of like, yes. I think I may have even tweeted like yes with like 1,000 S's as it happened. It was great. And the epilogue was fantastic. I love when animated shows do an epilogue to the conclusion of the series. Star Wars Rebels still takes it for me as the best epilogue I've seen in an animated show. I'm having very difficult time speaking this morning. It's 6 a.m. trying to do this before I go to work, so I'm sorry if my words aren't coming out correctly or if I sound half asleep or anything like that. Anyway, the Camp Cretaceous epilogue was great. We kind of got a glimpse of, what Darius was up to. He was giving speeches about dinosaurs and stuff, and what I really liked was the immediate post-Lockwood Manor scene of Darius looking out his window and just seeing that Brachiosaurus. And that, should have been a hint to us, like, okay, this door is open. Let's follow this story now, which little did we know it was already in the works. Going back as far as 2022 is when they started working on and planning Chaos Theory. So thank you everyone at Universal and DreamWorks for doing that for us. And I appreciate you taking the time in letting that show cook, because you guys have been doing a fantastic job with it. Huge shout out to all the writers. You guys have made some of my favorite television content of all time. You're, not to knock on anybody, but you guys have written better stories than some of the films. So thank you so much. Not afraid to say it, but it's not a knock on the filmmakers or the screenwriters. It's not. It is just a big word of praise to the Chaos Theory writers. I would love to chat with every single one of you because there's something about every episode I love. Excuse me. But that's a story for another time. But yeah, I just wanted to take a quick minute to talk about Camp Cretaceous Season 5 because it did premiere 3 years ago, a few days ago. That also doesn't sound right. A few days ago, 3 days ago. 3 days ago was the 3rd anniversary of the premiere day of Season 5. See, that sounds a lot better. And as much as it has things I really liked and really loved about it, it had one of the most anticlimactic things in Jurassic for me. And this isn't a knock on the writers. I don't know what they had to work with, but Dodgson finding the can was so disappointing to me. Not that he found it, but the way he found it and how he found it. I remember when I first saw the very first teaser for Season 5, and I don't know if it was Entertainment Weekly. I think it was them. I think they had all the exclusives back then. They had a photo of 2 hands holding on to the can, and there was just rampant speculation. Everybody's like, who is this? I even did an episode of whose hands are on the can. And then chatting with somebody online, I forget your name, I apologize. Maybe it was someone named Chris, I can't remember. But they convinced me it was Wu, that it was a flashback to 1993. And I went back and watched Jurassic Park, and I even found the part where he rolled up his sleeve when he was writing something down, and he had a watch on the same hand that the hands on that can in the Camp Cretaceous screenshot had. So I'm like, it's Wu. They're going to give us a flashback to 1993. This is going to be awesome. And no, it was 2016, and Dodgson kind of just trips and stumbles over the can like, oh, hey, there it is. It's been sitting there for 30 years. So disappointed. And like I said, it's nothing against the writers. It was more the backstory I built up in my head over that scene. So I have nobody to blame but myself for being disappointed. But, it is what it is. At least we got to see the can again. And it does have a backstory. So when watching Dominion, we're not like, where the hell did that come from? Oh, sorry. Apologize for the language. I tried to keep this kid friendly, even though that's not on the really bad word list. I do try to keep it clean for families and children. These shows are, after all, designed for children. They're made for children first and foremost, but us Jurassic fans, can enjoy them too. And I think I love them more than my kid at this point, but, so apologies for the little bit of language there. Anyway, I'm going to wrap things up. This wasn't a full-blown episode to have a real topic to talk about. I just wanted to let you all know that I am back and what you can look forward to coming in the very near future. And then just briefly say happy birthday to Camp Cretaceous Season 5 and talk about the quick couple little moments that I really enjoyed about that season. So, I look forward to having conversations with all of you. I'm going to look to be more engaged on the Campcast social media account, so follow at JP_Campcast on Twitter and at Cretaceous Campcast on other social media. I will try to be active on as many of them as possible. It's so hard to keep up. I didn't even know we had a Blue Sky account. Kia started one when I was MIA, and people started migrating off Twitter and over to Blue Sky. So thank you, Kia, UD Tyrant, for doing that and running that for me while I wasn't around. So I look to be more active on there, on Instagram, of course on Twitter, because that's my primary platform, and be adding more stuff to YouTube. And I look to be more engaging with the comments and the followers and fans on YouTube as well. So that's about it for now. We will chat again soon. I hope everyone is having a great summer or winter, I guess, depending on which hemisphere you're in. And let's talk about Chaos Theory Season 4 for the next few months. Alrighty, everybody, stay safe, stay Jurassic, and have a great one. So long.